I am your co-host, Mark Steffen.
I'm your co-host.
Coco?
You're a co-host. I'm a co-host.
Okay.
Just call me Coco. Michael Mandel, and we certainly have more fun before the show than ever,
Than during the show?
During the show, yeah, never happens we have fun. But you did have fun last week at AJ's Soul Food, Ms. AJ's Soul Food Restaurant on Solano.
We enjoyed it. We went into detail last week on the show and showed a lot of photographs.
And because of that, she's running a special, whereas we're running the special for Ms. AJ, that if you take a picture of food you've eaten there and put
while
it
you're
on there, and put it on our Facebook page, LCC, TV? Las Cruces channel, Facebook page.
They want to pay your mortgage.
Right, they pay for my salary. That's why I can't afford clothes.
Upload it to us.
Well, yeah, upload it to us, and it'll go into for a drawing for a free
meal at AJ's Soul Food.
So if you like it, this way you can get
go back for free.
For free. Sounds good. Miss AJ's, you liked it, I liked it, our producer liked it, so we liked them.
Indeed.
Anyway, we'll get into the serious stuff now because the world has become so serious. Oh, speaking of Miss AJ's, well, we don't want to speak about it. Yes, we will. So take off the Miss AJ's thing so we can get into something that's really riotous.
Well, that's true. And, it's by the time this show airs on Saturday morning,
we don't know what's going to happen.
Hopefully it will have calmed down by then. Over there,
Ferguson. We didn't mention Ferguson.
Over there in East
area.
Missouri. Actually, it's East St. Louis, really.
Wait a second. I live near East Missouri Street. What are you saying?
East Missouri, USA.
In Ferguson.
Just off the Mississippi River.
Yes. Anyway, the verdict on the indictment came in null. They decided not to indict the police officer. Mm-hmm. There's the kid, Michael Brown. Good first name.
I'm with the president on this one. When he said protest in a responsible, professional manner. Don't use violence. Don't use destructive methods. But nothing wrong with protesting the way you feel about this. You start burning and looting and pillaging. Why? Then you lose, basically.
You only hurt yourself. First, it's already been gone. I mean, really, Quiznos. Really, who would bomb a Quiznos? Firebomb, a dental place. The people in Ferguson have lost their entire main street. There will be no commercial center there because it's all burnt up. Even things that haven't been burnt, just the sense of going down there, you're going into a wasteland. You don't burn the town to make up for something that you think is wrong. You don't do something wrong because you feel something wrong is done. This is what has kept Palestine and Israel at odds for the last 50 years. You can't keep destroying things. It's not the way to go.
Well, it's counterproductive. Everybody knows this.
Yes, and it never ends. So unless you end it, and we understand anybody's emotion because they feel things were unfair. I think, and I don't think that necessarily all juries are fair, but these guys spent a long time.
This is the grand. If anybody's going to have all the facts, it would have been these people. You would think. I'm sure and
they knew what the consequences were going to be if they didn't indict him.
Well,
so
nobody's interviewed the shop owner from whom the young man stole from, because I'm sure he didn't think it was fair either.
To be stolen from?
To be stolen from, and then to be menaced as he was, which was seen on videotape.
What's interesting is that nobody necessarily believed the cop. The cop has his side of the story.
Who was assaulted and had his gun
and also
tried to be stolen.
I think 120 people saw Michael Brown walking with his hands up, right? Many people called in saying they saw it.
Well, he could have had his hands out like this in a provocative manner.
Like that, and not that many people really saw it.
Well, there were too many false stories.
So a number of stories versus the cop story, which is why it's good to have the little camera. We have little microphones on so that anybody we shoot, that you'll hear him shot.
That's true. Well, we have our own cameras. We have 3 cameras everywhere we go.
That's why I've never shot you on stage. So, yes, 3 cameras everywhere we go. We don't go anywhere without our cameras. Well, we think it's definitely a tragedy, but why turn a tragedy into a worse tragedy?
To a worse tragedy.
Those of people who caused destruction, there are so many iPhones out there catching all sorts of news. You're bound to be caught, and perhaps at that point you might be indicted because they actually have you on camera destroying a building. I mean, really, firebombing buildings. That's
now apparently
ridiculous.
they did a drug test on the young man, and apparently he wasn't on drugs, so he can't be used as an excuse.
Oh, sure.
He was actually that way, apparently.
We were talking about this before, and I was talking about this with some other people I eat lunch with. The reason the officer had to shoot 12 times, because that's how many bullets were in the clip, the officers are instructed to unload their weapons, shoot all their bullets, because if they are actually eventually overtaken by somebody, he must have felt that he was going to be overtaken by the guy, then the bullets would still be in the gun and it could be used on him. That is why all cops are instructed to unload their weapons on whatever they're doing.
Well,
you have a good point. I have the same point too. What if somebody's attacking you?
I sort of had a problem with that. You unloading because what if you need more? What if you need to shoot somebody else
from someplace else? Yes. Well, apparently that doesn't matter. You probably have another clip in your holster.
If you're a good shot, it shouldn't take
Yes,
6 shots to bring one person down.
No, and the goal is not to get the person down. That's one of the side effects.
It's supposed
the
to kill the
goal
person.
is to make sure that nobody could commandeer your gun and use it on you, which is apparently what he was thinking.
Well, if a cop's going to shoot somebody, he shoots him to kill him. That's the only reason to shoot somebody.
But you have to unload your gun because the guy can keep coming at you.
If you're a good shot,
if somebody keeps
3
running,
shots should do it.
If somebody is walking towards you or running towards you and they keep going, even if they're actually falling over dead, you might think that they're still coming at you.
Well, some people might be wearing a vest of some sort that could stop the bullets. That's what headshots are for.
Thanks for letting me know that.
Yeah.
So duck, if you're wearing a vest. Duck.
Head and groin.
Your groin.
Or kneecap.
Or you can kneecap.
Kneecap stops
You
them.
can kneecap. Nobody ever does that.
But you have to be a good shot.
You know, they only do that. You were talking about Matt Dillon from Gunsmoke. He was on TV for 20 years. They talked in the paper about
how many people he killed.
And how many times he was shot. He was shot about 50 times, all of them in his shoulder.
Usually in the arm or the shoulder.
The arm or the shoulder.
He got a couple of severe shots along the way, that laid him up pretty good there for a while.
Oh,
he even shot several women.
Yes, he killed 12 women? Is that what it was?
I think. Well, yeah.
Well, he could go to sick leave because Chester was always there. As long as he didn't have to run after
Chester.
Right,
Chester must have been shot in the leg because he had a pretty severe limp.
That's true. Either that, he just got it while playing tennis in those days.
And in later years, Burt Reynolds was on Gunsmoke.
That's true. And they mentioned that. Well, notice how we got off Ferguson, and that could only be because of smoking pot. It's not because of that, but your mind tends to wander.
Well, pot's in the news.
What does that say in little print there? Why should glaucoma patients have all the fun? I don't know. That guy's got a great roach clip. Not that I know what a roach clip is used for.
Those are hemostats.
Yeah, but it's a great roach clip.
Well, no, pot's in the news in New Mexico because there are those who are interested in floating the concept of legalizing it, not just for medical purposes, but for recreational use as well, as have several other states.
Well, 2 other states have it for recreational purposes. Everybody knows which states they are.
Three other states have now
made it legal for medical.
Are working on it.
He's one of the advocates. The argument, and our state representative Bill McCamley, is going to put forth the reasons we should do it, and he wants people to stop making jokes about how Cheech and Chong are just so stoned all the time. And I mean, getting stoned is supposed to be funny. You never look at, well, I guess drunk people.
Well, you don't look at booze and just mention W.C. Fields all the time.
Oh, yeah. Or Cheech and Chong. Well, Cheech and Chong did have some great movies, and they took it to extreme, but most people, don't exhibit aggression, usually.
Well, there's use and then there's abuse, and there will always be abuse among some people.
Your liver doesn't get killed. And people will say, oh, you could get lung cancer. Well, You'd be
Not
smoking
likely.
cigarettes if you smoke that much.
It's the chemicals that they add to cigarettes that provide the lung cancer.
Usually. There's like 245 chemicals in
Right, that
cigarettes.
they add to the cigarettes.
On the other hand, is that a cigarette? Oh, did you do a close-up on that cigarette? That must be a
That's what they
yeah,
call
there
it.
it is.
That's a Zeppelin, they call them.
You know, the new pot, from what I hear, is so strong
Yeah.
that it only takes a toke or two anyway, and you don't have
That's
to
the kind
have
you
that
want.
sort of cannon. You don't need a cannon like that anymore.
Unless you're
You
sharing
use
with a lot of people.
Use a petite one, which is in our next shot, I think. Do you have a petite? Yeah,
Le petit
that's
joint.
a regular joint.
That's about average.
No
I
additives, maybe. A little psilocybin, PCP, but nothing else. Nothing bad. What were we talking about? I forgot. Lost track of that
munchies.
one. I'm not hungry anymore because we get enough chocolate on this station. So there's good reasons, perhaps, for legalizing pot. We are a major port of entry for
We are.
grass.
And would help
I
put
guess.
put the kibosh on the cartels.
It's-
Kibosh
it's-
on the
kibosh, I like
cartels.
that. That's our headline. Kibosh on the cartels. We didn't get that.
If we could grow it here, we would
Right
need to import
just
it
to the
from
north
Mexico.
of us is Colorado.
Right. Oh, what was in the news this week was them coming up with a standard for driving while under the influence of marijuana. How much is too much to be considered intoxicated while driving? That still has yet to be determined, and they're working on that problem.
Is it still true that they won't arrest you if you share?
To the cop?
Yeah, if you share with the cop, if you give them a little baggie or something.
Well, the cops
they
used to
won't
take
arrest
all you have,
Yes,
as it is now.
as well, and confiscate your car. Oh, that was last week in the show.
Oh, well, you know what to say.
Confiscate
Cops always have the best weed.
That's what they say.
Yes.
I don't know why. But anyway, Bill McCamley is pushing it through. I'm sure trying to be rational about getting it legalized. You can make money. The state makes money.
Taxes.
Colorado has tons of pot stores now. It makes a lot of buildings.
They've made over $50 million in tax revenue this year already.
As well as tourism. This state itself lives on tourism.
Sure. You know, Mexico has narco-tourism, and now Colorado does too.
Mexico has narco-tourism?
Sure.
Really? Because
People go down there
they
for
thought they were
drugs.
very strict if you're caught with any drugs in Mexico.
Oh, no, they're not.
Unless the cartel is there.
No. You can go down there. You can get any kind of drug you want in Mexico.
No, you could.
Not to mention
that's
other
where
things.
it all comes through.
Yes.
Don't mention those things. We're not talking about that. We'll get distracted. Let's talk about more legal issues,
Yeah, such as?
such as how the Navy has canceled their contract with our local international airport. It's international because you can fly to Juarez.
Well, because all of the drug planes that used to land
that's
here
true.
back
That's
when it
what
was
they
an
did.
international airport.
Because of the two accidents we've had. That's the spaceports. Is that the airport?
No, that's
or
the
spaceport?
airport.
That's our airport? Mm-hmm. God, it looks like something that Mars.
That's an
put
aerial
down.
view.
Isn't it something like a...
The flag plot, that's where you land.
We have there are two runways there at the airport.
One was redone after Bush landed a plane there, wasn't it?
Yeah, in Rector Airport.
Yeah. So it's now a higher level of airport. Anyway, we had two accidents. The four people who were in a medical plane blew up, taking off because their fuel was was jet fuel.
They put jet fuel in instead of airplane fuel.
So
and,
recently, what happened with...
well, so the Navy said, well, it's things like
later,
this.
Tyler Francis started a new company about November, not too long ago.
He's
2
going to
weeks
be a
ago.
new fixed base operator there at the airport, providing fuel and
Right,
other
because they figured he'd be safer.
airplane services. And his plane crashed this week
It
at
was
the
an
airport.
experimental play. So one plane crashed leaving, the other crashed.
So the military is no longer going to
Said,
come here to train.
We don't trust you.
So anyway, I guess we have to take a break.
I
this
guess we'll
point.
take a break and let's go take a flight.
And
So
did you ever take flight lessons?
No, I didn't, but I've drunk flights of wine. And that's what we're going to do right now, drink a flight of wine.
We'll be right back after these words.
If you're living with diabetes and have Medicare or private insurance, here is some great news. Call United States Medical Supply today, and we'll send you the smallest glucose meter in the world, absolutely free.
It only takes a speck of blood, and it gives me my results in 5 seconds.
And there's no coding for easier, more accurate.
Don't let diabetes get in the way of living. Give us a call today at United States Medical Supply and get the smallest meter in the world for free.
Get ready, America! The Affordable Health Care Act is here, and it's got everyone asking,
how do I find affordable health insurance that's right for me? The answer is simpler than you think. Pick up the phone and call I Can Benefit right now. Waiting for you is a team of licensed insurance agents who understand healthcare reform and can help you find the right plan to take care of you and your family's health. Don't wait. Call now and get the answers you deserve and a price you'll love.
Call toll-free 1-800-426-2163.
Celebrate, celebrate, Fiesta Motors.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Burke, and I have a confession to make. I have a serious crush on my workout. Hip, fun, and always a challenge. Jazzercise is the total package. It's the only workout that I've ever truly loved. Does it show? That's because I'm in the best shape of my life. What a difference Jazzercise makes. When's the last time your workout swept you off your feet? Find a class near you at jazzercise.com.
When you have credit card debt, the debt suckers' high rate and high pay are everywhere.
They're making another minimum payment. Great. Most of the money goes to us.
One call to Consolidated Credit can get the debt suckers off your neck.
They lower his rates and consolidate his bills into one low payment. Consolidated Credit drives us batty.
Call Consolidated Credit now.
'Cause debt sucks.
Call now.
Call Consolidated Credit at 1-800-530-4571. Call now.
And we are back. This is Double Talk, Channel 98's
Really?
premier
Are we still doing the show?
talk
Oh, look,
show.
it is. It's still
Mark
on.
Steffen along with Michael Mandel right here
Yes.
on Double Talk.
Talking twice as much. We're going to change that font someday.
Are we?
Yes, we were talking about Navy's canceling. So because of, nobody could really stop what really caused the Navy to cancel. It was bad luck. Unless there's something suspicious with the Tyler Francis death.
Well, that's under investigation by the NTSB right now.
And since Tyler Francis just took over the refueling problem that we already had, God, if this were an NCIS or CSI, they'd be all over this thing. We know it by the end of the show.
Southwest Aviation was the fixed-base operator there, but because of this tragedy, they may well be on their way out. So Francis from Santa Teresa was going to open up a fixed-base operation there, which he did, and start refueling and providing aircraft services. He also is going to be the fixed-base operator at the spaceport. So any private planes or public planes that want to land there, they will be able to be serviced by his organization.
If somebody takes over for him.
Yes.
Because he can't do it anymore.
It is a company.
Family, yes.
It's not a one-man operation, so.
No, but his family is influential, so they'll find somebody to take over, I'm sure.
His grandfather was the mayor of El Paso.
Well, that usually stops conversation short, since it was before our time, not your time.
I remember it.
Do you?
Yes.
Francis.
Mayor Francis.
Anyway, let's abort that topic.
And
talk about abortion.
And flow ahead.
Flow ahead, yes. Keep on going. We have an abortion clinic, actually a women's
clinic.
Women's female.
That's not all they provide, of course.
Yes. I mean, everybody gets down on them for just saying, oh, they're baby killers. They are women's savers. How's that?
There you go.
They're all out for women's health. Woman has a right to decide what she does with her own body, and it's her body as long as
until they change the law.
If you're taking shelter in a woman's body, if you're a baby,
then you're up for grabs.
Hiding out there, you're up for grabs, and they'll grab you. But also, it's not anything by itself. You are its.
Well, it's nobody else's business, I guess.
No.
But they did open up without a permit.
Well, at first they did open up, and then they got a citation, which is good,
well, it was
because
a warning.
They didn't just knock them out of business, and then they got the necessary permit. Everybody complains about doing business here. The permitting thing takes so long and stuff like that. So I guess if you you make an emergency problem, you get your permit a little quicker.
Well, Las Cruces has never been known as being business friendly.
There's
We
been
know that.
many companies that linger. You know, they've built their company. We talked about the fact that we have all these buildings standing vacant or unfinished. Perhaps that's due to the permitting process. We didn't want to talk about that, but it just went into that.
Well, some people don't realize that there's certain tributes that can grease the rails on these procedures.
Well, here's the trick to getting something done here. Be born here so you have lots of relatives.
That's another way of doing it.
Thing. It works for theater too.
Right, because you notice when these out-of-town companies, the big chain restaurants come in here, everything sails right through. They know how to deal with the local constabulary and the local
You know what's been
corruption.
dragging its feet?
What's that?
That nudie bar that's supposed to be...
That's true.
That was supposed to be done a year ago. Also, it seems like Marcy Dickerson is not necessarily breaking ground where she was supposed to have broken ground to make another...
yeah, you know, I drove by M5, yesterday.
M5 is only out for
and the sign says,
catering.
We're closed now. Be sure to join us at our new location in the future.
Yes.
Soon,
which is supposed to be... What's the name of that restaurant? And she's also... we talked about
M5 in the game.
She has the game and M5 together. And as at the end of this year, or maybe at the end of this month, Hurricane Alley will be changing hands.
Right, she sold Hurricane Alley.
And should have enough, maybe to build, hopefully. How do we start with abortion clinics? You know, if you don't know where that is, it's on the other side of Quiznos. It's
on Lowman?
Yes, in case you need some feminine...
Well, Quiznos is out of business.
Not Quiznos, Dion's.
Dion's Pizza.
Yes, I'm thinking of Quiznos because Ferguson Quiznos. That really struck me that anybody would bother to burn up a...
Yeah, because they'll be out of business on their own.
Quiznos thing, yeah.
Soon enough.
They burn their sandwiches.
And you know, the spaceport, we mentioned spaceport a minute ago.
Did we mention spaceport?
It's having woes.
Woo. Woo. I just echoed that. Woo.
Woes.
It's having woes because Virgin Galactic had some not so great experience in California where somebody died and the plane that they're using broke.
That wasn't, yes, that was due to operator error.
Yeah, it was silly. And yet it is going to affect the entire production there because it slowed things down for months. Richard Branson is dragging his feet.
We need to find somebody else in addition to Virgin Galactic to come in.
The guy who does Tesla cars is coming in. Elon Musk, is that his name? I think that's his name. Elon Musk is going to be doing stuff, but that's going to be another 6 months. They're thinking of trying to get people there to do fashion shoots. I mean, it's an elegant building. The building is totally space age. It's almost as if you're already on the moon.
Be a great location for a movie,
and
because nobody's really seen this building in any publications.
It'd be cool. You know, really, the location is like the moon too, because of course it's in a big valley with mountains in the distance.
And it's desolate all around.
And it's such a super... So yes, call us and we will let you use our spaceport for filming your movie
fee.
And your TV show. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's time to get back into the movies and do some weird space movies. Call us up.
Now, it's out there in the middle of the desert, surrounded by wildlife like coyotes.
Yes.
And coyotes actually surround Las Cruces and actually move among us.
They don't only surround us, but they come with
I've seen coyotes in the city limits of Las Cruces running down streets and alleyways. And there's been a few attacks lately of dogs.
Little doggies.
They snatch dogs, they snatch cats. They'll jump into your backyard to snatch a dog.
They're big jumpers. A friend of ours lost her dog, but we don't think it's coyotes. We thought we would have heard howling or, you know, ooh.
Not necessarily.
Also, it dragged the dog quite a long way, so we think it was a wildcat.
A bobcat or some sort?
Yeah, bobcat.
Well, you know, coyotes are very clever, too. They've been known to...
Well, they could beat you in a test.
They've been known to lure the family pet.
How do you lure a family?
One dog comes in, makes friends with it. They spring the dog from its enclosure and take it out to the desert where the rest of the pack pounces on the dog and tears it to shreds.
Well, that's pretty tricky.
That's
or cat.
Teamwork.
You know, they talk about all the dogs being killed here, but not cats.
Cats are just as up for grabs as anything
more cats
else.
Stay inside. Also, SWEC is doing a... I mean, even though SWEC believes in keeping coyotes alive, and they still a danger, but they don't believe in contest shootings of coyotes, which is prevalent. So there's a fund going
Coyotes
on.
eat lots of mice and rabbits too.
Yes.
And keep those populations down, which is necessary.
That's why you have to protect your own animals. But SWEC, Southwest Environmental Center, is now doing a project to try to get all these contests to shoot things like this illegal in New Mexico.
They should be illegal. Now, that's another thing. Coyotes tend to be nocturnal. So if you keep your dog fed outside, don't keep water and food outside, because the coyotes will come and get that. And if that also lets the coyotes know that there's a dog there that they can also get.
Because they're so tricky.
So keep all that stuff inside for your pet.
Yes, so now what do we have here? Oh, we're not going to talk about this other. Should we talk about...
well,
Santa Teresa is going to incorporate to a little town.
Well, they think they are.
We don't know.
They should ask Anthony what kind of problems they've had incorporating.
Yes, and Sunland Park isn't doing so great either. Sunland Park wanted to incorporate them into their town, but they don't want to be. And who can blame them? Because Sunland Park has so many problems.
No, that's too corrupt. We don't want to.
Santa Teresa may actually be pretty cool. They have good restaurants there. They have a large... real estate area that has
used to have a
people.
golf course.
Yes, so there's a lot of room for development. Could work.
Sure, they have the big train facility.
That depends a lot on who the state commissioner is going to be. State land
commissioner, whether it's going to be Ray Powell or Aubrey Dunn. What's the holdup on knowing who's going to be?
There are 700 votes that Aubrey Dunn won by to Ray Powell, who's been our commissioner. What a happy guy.
Well, he's not so happy these days, I guess.
He's not so happy because this guy beat him by 700
So they're doing a recount? Is that it?
They have a sanctioned recount because apparently the percentage of difference is narrow enough that a recount is warranted. So we will find that out, but it was supposed to be December 3rd, and now it's going to be December 8th.
Well, in the meantime, go to the theater this weekend.
Theater, other than us.
We got Tuna Christmas opening last week. It's on this week again.
A lot of fun.
2 more weekends. We have at the University Theater, The Mystery of Edwin Drood. That's based on the Dickens play.
It'll be your last week to see that.
And then opening next Friday.
No, it already opened. You forget where we are.
I'm talking about Meet Me in St. Louis.
I know. Meet Me in St. Louis is opening yesterday. On the 4th. On the 4th?
Yeah. Next Friday. It opens on the 5th, actually.
I'm staying corrected.
Or the 4th? Okay.
The 4th.
I think it opens on the 5th, but they have
Judy Garland isn't going to be there.
She won't be there. This is for the movie, but this is the play version of the movie.
It's one of those good-timey
musicals.
Christmas plays that everybody loves and has fun at. So bring the family.
You're right, the 5th. It's the 5th.
Okay, it starts the 5th.
Opens December 5th.
What did you say, the 5th?
Our producer's going on the 4th. I hope there's somebody there to put the show on for him.
He's going for the friends and family for free. He doesn't want to spend money. Anyway, we'll see you next week. And because we're going to go see all those things.
We'll be at the theater. We're going to go see Tuna Christmas and Edwin Drood this weekend. So
yes. Oh, you're going to be busy.
If you see us there, come up and say hello.
I don't know what we're going to do.
We'd love to talk to you.
Drood, and we'll see you
We're out of time.
Next week.
Thanks for joining us right here on Double Talk.
Toodly-doo.